You think you've seen an INEC chairman that is as bad as Yakub Mahmoud, right? No, with the way Yakub Mahmoud conducted 2023 general election, you guys thought you've seen the worst, right? You ain't seen nothing yet. You just wait until this man. In fact, you've already seen signs. You saw the one he conducted in FCT, right? When this man is done with Nigerians, you will all start praising Yakub Mahmoud. Trust me, because the man is done with his first task with the FCT council post. We already saw it. He's not even hiding it. Okay, imagine what I just heard him said. Say 2027, we may not be able to deliver perfect polls. No, you won't deliver anything. See, Tinubu did not bring you to deliver perfect polls. There will be more glitches this time. Besides that, the rubber stamp National Assembly have already given the Senate an escape route. Nothing is more annoying than what happens recently when I learned that they have a town hall meeting to further have discussion and deliberate on the electoral reform, whatever they just did recently. People were not allowed to ask questions. I saw videos from Randy Peters and even Mama P complaining that people will raise their hands from now till the kingdom come. Once you are not among them, you are not one of them, you are not allowed to speak. So it was only INEC and the APC that were in that hall that spoke, and they all spoke in support of the whichever way Akpabio and Tinubu has said it should be. And is that not what this man is going to work with? It's what the INEC chairman is going to work with. So Nigerians, if you are expecting an election at all in 2027, then we are expecting too much. We still campaign for Obi. See, I will stop campaigning for Obi or any other candidate the moment is clearing, because I know in the absence of a transparent election, there is going to be done the hard way, most especially the violent way. If I see that there is bodies on ground, because election malpractices always happens at the coalition center. I've said this before. It is only minor aspect of it that happens at the polling unit. Maybe when they come and snatch or they buy vote, they pay people to complete for them. But the main abattoir is at the coalition center. So if I see whether Labour, ADC, or wherever Obi is going to end up with, if I see them not equipped enough to have bodies to counter these people, which whatever is going to take, I will just hands off. Trust me. Because this man, just look at his appearance. This one look like please, I don't just want to say anything, but if you are expecting this man to give you a better election, just forget about it. This one that he said that there was no network to call his agent in Abuja. This one was.
We don't need to consult the oracle to know what will happen in the 2027 general elections, because the handwritings are already on the wall. Going by the by-elections conducted in Rivers State, in the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja, and in Kano State, we can see that the opposition political parties are nowhere to be found, going by the results of the by-elections. Well, the impression that Peter Obi had a large following in the capital territory did not materialize in the results, and other political parties too had nothing to show. The People's Democratic Party that won one of the elections happened to be the faction of the administrator of the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja, Nyesom Wike himself, an ally of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's All Progressives Congress. So that victory also belongs to the All Progressives Congress, not to the PDP, because whatever Nyesom Wike has to offer is dedicated to the All Progressives Congress, if only because of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who appointed him into that position, and for which reason he ceded 20 of 23 local governments of his Rivers State to the All Progressives Congress. And now the governor, most of the legislators have decamped into the All Progressives Congress. In Kano, the governor, Kabir Abba Yusuf, who decamped along with many members of the New Nigerian People's Party that brought him into office, is neutralizing the new Nigerian People's Party in Kano, the only state won by the party. And so, Abba Yusuf is seriously neutralizing his former boss, the former governor, Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso. There's no doubt about that. Because he's using his power of incumbency to make those he appointed into office as the governor, and many of the most of the state legislators and those elected into the National Assembly on the platform of the party have mostly decamped along with the governor into the All Progressives Congress. So, or you want to talk about the People's Democratic Party that is almost totally depleted, with most of the campees going into the ruling All Progressives Congress. So what really remains of the opposition political parties? Which of the opposition political parties is not in disarray? Which of them? The Labour Party, the PDP, or the African Democratic Congress, the allied opposition political party that is wrangling and bedeviled with rivalry and squabble over who picks the presidential ticket of the party. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is unrepentant on that score. Peter Obi cannot be too sure, because he knew before joining the ADC that the Atiku factor is there, and they said Atiku is his own elder brother and boss, but then still saying he will be on the black ballot box as the presidential candidate or as a running mate. But then 1 or 2 days ago, the South caucus of the ADC is declared support for the presidential aspiration of Rotimi Amaechi. Where do we go from here? Atiku factor, Obi factor, Amaechi factor, to mention for the three of them. Meaning that why the North appears united behind Atiku Abubakar? Well, at least those of them who are his supporters, and we don't know which Northerners are for Peter Obi, without saying there are no Northerners for Peter Obi. And now Peter Obi has Rotimi Amaechi to contend with from the same South. He is from the Southeast. Rotimi Amaechi from the South, and the South Side caucus say they are for him. So basically, the opposition political parties are in disarray. And then you have chieftains like Malam Nasir El-Rufai now in the net, as well as Abubakar Malami, who was also gunning for becoming a state governor under the ADC. And you cannot put all the blame on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu or his so-called All Progressives Congress. But whether we apportion blame to this person or that person or not, the fact remains that opposition political parties are in disarray. Whether you mention Labour Party or the ADC or the PDP, that has become virtually empty. Maybe not totally empty, but virtually empty. So many, in fact most members have decamped or have dumped the party. Most of them joining the ruling All Progressives Congress of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So it is like Nigeria is now, for practical purposes, a one-party state country. So, Pa Ayo Adebanjo, blessed memory, said if Peter Obi did not win the 2023 election, Nigeria is gone. And he had in mind President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was the candidate of the ruling party, solidly supported by the sitting president, Muhammadu Buhari. But knowing Bola Ahmed Tinubu for who he is, with the experience of Pa Ayo Adebanjo as a chieftain of the Afenifere and the political organ Alliance for Democracy, knowing how Tinubu dealt with both Afenifere and AD, he said Nigeria is gone if Peter Obi did not win. Even though he didn't say should Tinubu win, but he knew Tinubu now, and you can see Nigeria is gone. Economically, Nigeria is gone. No more fuel subsidy, no electricity subsidy, no education subsidy. Workers are poorly paid. Nigeria sunk in worse debt than ever. For the first time, federal workers are earning less than some state workers. Things like that. The economy in shambles. Insecurity expanding. And beyond beyond control. Insecurity. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is very good at creating distractions. Economic reform, education reform, tax reform. Now is gunning for state police, even when the national police is poorly equipped. But above all that, as long as this looting of Nigeria's oil wealth continues, the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community is unresolved. Herdsmen terrorism unresolved. Where will the hope, the new hope agenda, where will it come from? But the most unfortunate thing now is the instability bedeviling the opposition political parties, largely due to the activities of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, coupled with Peter Obi, who has no spine to form his own opposition political party. Though you have to credit him for what he did with the Labour Party. But then you also see that the Labour Party is already divided, with some indications that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is also behind the division in the Labour Party. So no political party is spared. Labour Party, PDP, ADC, which other one? Abba Yusuf, Governor Abba Yusuf, is seriously dealing with or neutralizing the New Nigeria People's Party in Kano. You can see now the by-election. The two positions were won by the All Progressives Congress, into which Abba Yusuf and many other members of the New Nigeria, into which most of the NNPP members they camped. So this is where we are, and we are talking of March, the last month of the first quarter of 2026, and the clock is ticking towards the 2027 elections. Which opposition political party with a name or with tentacles is intact? Which one is intact? PDP, ADC, LP. Those are the leading opposition political parties. But when we see the performance in Rivers State, in Kano State, in Abuja, nothing to show. Nothing to show for the opposition political parties. And the question is, how will the situation be different in 2027 general elections with the situation of things on ground? The ADC not intact, because of up to now nobody can say who the presidential candidate of the party will be. Atiku, Rotimi Amaechi, Peter Obi, internal wrangling, squabbles, bedeviling the party from inside. within itself. A house divided against itself cannot stand. And that's the situation of Nigeria too. Internal war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, sustenance of herdsmen terrorism, declaration of no more subsidy for anything for common Nigerians, notwithstanding that Nigeria is an oil exporting nation, and becoming one of the poverty capitals of the world. God have mercy. This is the mess on our hands. The handwriting on the wall does not indicate that opposition political party is ready to take power. Indeed, no opposition political party is anywhere to be found as far as the frontline ones are concerned. Labour, PDP, ADC, and the NNPP that took the 4th place in 2023 is now neutralized by Abba Yusuf, the governor that decamped into the All Progressives Congress. Like most of those of the PDP, that is it. Internal wrangling, squabbles in the ADC. Hey, we are for Peter Obi. Hey, we are for Atiku Abubakar. We are for Rotimi Amechi. Oh my God. So, where is the hope? Where is it? That something radical will happen between now and 2027. Rather, it is one problem or another. Rotimi Amechi, Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar. I don't know, maybe there are some others. And now, Nasir El-Rufai, what's happening to him is demoralizing. It's demoralizing. Not to mention the former minister and the former Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, another active ADC member or chieftain. Oh my God. So, ADC is rendered, is humiliated, like PDP is humiliated, Labour Party humiliated or being humiliated, to the extent it will not produce a candidate in the Rivers State election. And of course, the by-election in Anambra State too is another pointer to the fact that opposition political party is moribund or next to non-existent in Nigeria. So, for all practical purposes, Nigeria has become and is a one-party state for all practical purposes, unfortunately.